It's like, in a modern game, putting tank controls is just like novelty rather than like good for gameplay. Tank controls is just like they're like back in the day. You gotta remember, people. Back in the day, we didn't have analog sticks. We just had a D-pad and face buttons on the PlayStation controller.
The undefeated champion!
We did it! Ah! Oh god. This is my life. It's just a novelty. Ooh. Ooh. Now this. Now this is nice. Getting a little demo of your settings. The retro settings or the modern settings. Oh, I'm kind of about the retro settings. I think it looks better. Ooh. Aiming modern, aiming tank. Not bad. As much as I love, like I said, as much as I like tank controls, it probably doesn't do it much justice. Callisto Protocol? Wasn't that just Silent Hill 2 Remake? Let's see. And here, see, look at this. Normal or challenge instead of story and hard. More ammo, enemies do less damage. For those who want to unravel the story without much damage. Yeah, see, a challenge is just like for those who want a challenge. And I'm like, I just want to play the game right now. And we'll see how I feel about it after. Maybe we'll even speedrun this game if I like it. Cowardice? Shut the fuck up, dude. We just finished Silent Hill F on hard for our first playthrough. Eat my ass. You're joking? Well, fuck
hey.
you.
Sorry you haven't heard from me in a while. I've been busy.
Windows 95.
You're not gonna believe me, and I don't even know if I really believe it myself, but I guess a part of me must, because I'm going. It's far, on an abandoned road, a few miles from that power plant in the mountains. It was hard to find anything about it. I started on message boards, and I ended up in a chat room talking with people who know people who've gone. They said a lot of crazy stuff, but the one thing that they all agreed on is that in that house, there's a room that can take you to the other side, to see the people that you've lost again. The thing is, no one who's gone has ever come back, and that's why I'm writing you. Not for advice, not to get you to talk me out of going. Actually,
You can't hear shit in the sense of the music's too loud?
I just wanted to let you know, in case I don't come back. That way you won't be wondering where I've gone. Either way, you don't have to worry about me anymore.
I couldn't pause
I'm
during that.
sorry, but I don't have any other choice. I just can't keep going on not knowing.
Everything's bumped up, the master volume's down, so we'll tweak the settings. But again, thank you for letting me know. I just can't change them right now. I've been pressing start this entire time. You can run by holding square while moving forward. If you are using modern controls, you will always run. Joystick will control your speed depending on how far it is pushed. Okay, so dead zones. Cool. You can interact with as many items in the world by pressing it. Yep, some will stand out more than others. You can equip or use some items you find, such as your camera, after you've picked it up. Open your inventory with triangle, select the camera, and then select your equip action. Why does the camera have sound? Alright. Try that. Ooh, yeah. Oh, look at that. Ooh, fixed camera angles. Good times.
Sometimes I wonder if I spend more time thinking about death than the average person. My grandfather died a while back. I know it happens to everyone, but it almost feels like I'm obsessed. It's frustrating. No matter what I try, my thoughts always circle back to the one thing I can't control: my own mortality. I came all the way out here not knowing if I'll get the answers I need. I just hope it's worth it.
Still too soft? We got 13 cigarettes. Well, none of that saved, so... Oh. I read that all as one bit as like, cancel, reset, apply. And I'm like, yeah, sure, that makes sense. This girl's Tumblr energy is off the charts. She should. I mean, look at her. Can't smoke for fun. This where we need it now? Pleasure Beach 1. I finally went to explore Pleasure Beach today. It's been on my list forever, and the forecast was perfect. Unsurprisingly, I ended up in over my head. When I got there, everything was pretty normal. There were folks on the shore having a picnic, enjoying the beautiful summer day, and the usual kids messing around on the playground across the street. I grabbed my camera, locked my car, and started making my way across the land bridge. It took maybe 30 minutes to cross, longer than expected. The island seemed to be completely empty, so I began searching through the abandoned homes, confident in my solitude. So many of them were destroyed, roofs and halls collapsed from years of disregard. Some houses so decrepit I couldn't even enter, but there was just enough left that I began to really feel bad for those people. They had no time to pack and leave. Family photos were strewn across the floors. Belongings were still packed in drawers. I even saw a table that looked like it had been set for dinner, however many years ago. My sympathy turned into suspicion as I ventured further. Many of the houses had the same red graffiti in their attics, markings and symbols I had never seen before. I assumed it was from kids messing around, but something about it began to trigger my paranoia. Jesus Christ, we have so many. I noticed the sun was setting as I reached the end of the residential area. It was strange. I could have sworn it had only been a couple hours. The last time I checked my watch, it was before noon, but now the clock read 7:30 p.m. I brushed it off, just losing track of time. It was frustrating. I hadn't even gotten to half the town, but I knew I had to head back. The land bridge would be submerged soon if it wasn't already. Sure enough, as I turned the corner to where I had entered earlier, I was greeted by nothing but the sea. The entire land bridge was underwater. I was stuck and alone, or so I thought. Ooh, classic. It was darker than any night I could remember. The island was far enough off the shore that there was no light pollution, and in almost no time I was wandering in pitch blackness. It was cold, too. The breeze coming over the water contrasted heavily with the mild weather earlier that day. I didn't have much of a plan. Oh, but we can read in the dark. But I knew if I was stuck, I would have to find a place to stay warm. Jesus Christ, them fucking diaries are quite extensive. Anyway, back to. Yeah, take it easy, Carta. Thanks for hanging out. And back to the houses, which were much more terrifying in the night. I turned to look down the street. Froze mid-step. I could barely see due to the lack of light, but it looked like another person was standing there, right in the middle of the street, staring at me, motionless. I tried to rationalize, but in that situation, my sanity was already being tested. I called out with a strained hello, praying to God that it was just some teenager, not whatever nightmare my mind was conjuring. In all fairness, I feel like a teenager would be worse. A teenager would just be like, no response, no movement, nothing. I looked around and noticed some of the windows in the attics of the houses looked like there was dim light coming from them. Candles, maybe? But I had been here all day. I didn't see anyone. It didn't make any sense. As every possible scenario, none of which seemed to end well for me, raced through my mind, one rational thought broke through and reminded me I had my camera. I could trigger the flash on demand without using the little film I had left to illuminate my surroundings. I was so scared, I almost didn't want to. What if there really was something there? Using my camera would only alert it to my presence. Finally, I pressed the flash trigger. Everything around me lit up, and I saw nothing. The figure in the road was gone, the light coming from the windows gone. It was just a silent, long-dead town and me. The rest of the night was uneventful. I used my camera. I used my camera flash to navigate the ruins. Found the closest house with 4 intact walls, locked the door in one of the bedrooms, and fell asleep against the wall. I woke up the next morning and booked it back across the land bridge. I don't think I'll go back to Pleasure Beach. I don't want to do that. Weird that there's 2 M's here. Wow, it's pitch black. That's just what's written on the wall. Bridge is out. I'm curious what the other way from the car has to say. Well, I am a fool. But at least I could flash my camera. Two doors. Narcissus and Goldman. He thought that all men trickled away, changing constantly until they finally dissolved, while the artist's created images remained unchangeably the same. He thought that the fear of death was perhaps the root of all art, perhaps also all things of the mind. We fear death. We shudder at life's instability. We grieve to see the flowers wilt again and again, and the leaves fall. In our hearts we know that we too are transitory, and will search for laws and formulate thoughts. It is in order to salvage something from the great dance of death, to make something that lasts longer than we do. Perhaps the woman after whom the master shaped his beautiful Madonna is already wilted or dead, and soon he too will be dead. Others will live in his house and eat at his table, but his work will still be standing hundreds of years from now, and longer. It will go on shimmering in a quiet cloister church, unchangingly beautiful, forever smiling with the same sad, flowering mouth. Huh, really? Not gonna let me squeeze through here? My ass that fat? Oh, there's probably a mode that doesn't link the item boxes. Can't tell if blood or just the carpet. Just the carpet. Hey, who the fuck was that? That's a big mouse. I didn't mean for that, but sure, okay, goodbye, Mr. Mouse. Buffalo. You accidentally threw your phone. It is so good. I killed the rat. Yeah, what? Fucked up. You and there's fucked up shadow figure. Yeah. Okay. Cool. You and there's a rat. Yeah. Let's go. I finally put the pieces together the day you asked where John was. At first I was confused, thinking maybe you forgotten his exact address, wanted some letter. I laughed. I replied, and the address of the home our son had been living in for the past 2 years with his wife and our new grandchild. Yikes. I won't forget the look you gave me, perplexed and confused. You asked, what is he doing there? When I told you that he moved there for his job, the expression on your face darkened. I could tell you that something wasn't adding up for you, but you just slowly shook your head and walked away. How could you forget that? I knew we were both getting on in years. Forgetting the little things was understandable, but we had gone to meet our granddaughter only months ago. I wanted to believe it was just a momentary confusion. To this day, I still wish I was right. Okay. Oh wait, this is... Sam has cool tattoos on her leg. Combining. Select an item in your inventory. Choose combine from the context menu and select the second item to combine it with. For example, you can use bandages and antiseptic on their own. Combine the create first aid kit heals for a larger amount. Well, it would have been nice if they gave me both. Oh. There we go. This is the door to the front. Father's Journal 2. Went to see a doctor today. At last, it's hard to make it out all the way to the city. When we were younger, it seemed like such a charming idea to have a house so isolated. It was our own little world. Now just getting groceries in town is a hassle. Made the appointment and made sure you were ready to go. I could tell you didn't know why we had to. You didn't think anything was wrong. I've always had my head in the clouds. I'm fine. You're overreacting. You would tell me over and over. I didn't even want to think about whether you remembered the reason why this was necessary. We're waiting on the scan results now, but based on how you were with the doctor, I'm not hopeful. You had trouble answering his questions and kept looking to me for answers. God, why is this happening so fast? I held your hand over the stick shift as I drove home while you cried softly to yourself. I can't help but hate myself for thinking it, but I think we're close to the end. How did this happen so quickly? Only months ago, the sounds of your singing filled the house as you tidied up, did the dishes, cooked us dinner. Now you barely get out of bed. Something inside of you has broken. Half the time you look at me and see a stranger, but you won't acknowledge it. You just turn over in bed and try and go back to sleep. I wonder what you dream of. I hope it's of the last fragments of our beautiful life together. Weird. Nasty ass bathroom. The tub is caked in years of filth. Clearly, she's never had a roommate. Toilet right there. Toilet percent complete. Yay! You stand corrected. Good. May Punchy have mercy on your soul. You're right, we couldn't see it. Alright, let's see here. What? Driver's license. Mastelna Samantha. 12/17/1978. Expires May 12th, 2000. Who has a 12-year license expiration. She's also only 5'4". Yo, Connecticut? Connecticut mentioned? All right, time to be mega critical. I played a show in Hamden the other night. All right, that's a place. They did their research. I was talking to some locals, and they mentioned a spot that sounded like it could be a threshold. Past the track on plant on the mountainside in the middle of the state. Old house that's been abandoned for at least 10 years. Oh shit! Are we gonna see the Annabelle doll? Is this about the Annabelle doll? Any UCT people? By Devil's Glen? Man, that house has been abandoned for ages, if I remember correctly. Something creepy. Totally boarded up and overground. Didn't go inside though. I worked the town over, so I stopped by the town hall before work today, and they couldn't tell me anything about it. It's not for sale. Won't release any other info. Totally going this weekend. Gonna check it out myself. Been waiting for one close enough that I could actually go. Has anyone heard from Ray? Hey, I'm new to the board, but I've been reading a lot, and I'm thinking about checking this one out. Oh, hey, that's us. 999999. Sam, saw your intro, bro. Sorry to hear about your... Don't want to be a pessimist, but no one has found a true threshold. Not that we know of, at least. Doesn't mean this place is in danger, so just remember to stay safe if you decide to go take someone with you. She clearly did not take someone with her. We are in Connecticut, the game. Hell yeah. Holy shit. We are in Connecticut, the game. Heh. Time to be mega critical of this game. He thought that all men trickled away, changing constantly until they finally dissolved, while the artist created images remained unchanged but the same. He thought that the fear of death was perhaps the root of all art, perhaps also all things of the mind. We fear death. We shudder at life's instability. We grieve to see the flowers wilt again and again, and the leaves fall, and in our hearts we know that we too are transitory, and we will search for laws and formulate thoughts. It is in order to salvage something from the great dance of death, to make something that lasts longer than we do. Oh my god, these journal entries are a mouthful. Perhaps the woman after whom the master shapes his beautiful Madonna is already wilted or dead, and soon he too will be dead. Others will live in his house and eat at his table, but his work will still be standing hundreds of years from now on longer. It will go on shimmering in the quiet, cloistered church, unchangingly beautiful, forever smiling with the same sad, flowering mouth. Bathroom, thing. Right, this is... Oh, finally, map. Map marker doesn't really help, but so we're in the bedroom. This bed would be nice if it didn't reek. Only a few days to notice how you would used to be. The changes were minor at first. Forgetting your ring, leaving your keys, staring into nothing like you knew it was coming, and I saw it all too late. The bed you were buried in, trying not to be seen. Ghosts in white coats, what a terrible thing. Strangers, goodbyes, dreams of hearing you sing. The hour burns forever. 12:15. Devil's Glen is also a real place in Connecticut? Really? Where? Weston? Of course. Of course. Who gives a shit about Weston? Ooh, cliff divers. Look, if we don't interact with the Annabelle doll, it's not really a Connecticut horror game. Annabelle's amateur hour. Yo, toilet number 2! It is surface level of Connecticut's haunted shit, but we love the Annabelle doll. We love Annabelle. I'm alone in this house now. There's a ghost store down the street from your house today. That's funny. But again, that's not new. We have this shit around all the time. Right? All I have left are the keepsakes of a long life together. Oh, Rose, looking at your young face, smiling and laughing. On grainy film is a poison that sours my heart by the day. Seeing you alive, but knowing you are gone is more than I can bear. At least I have our memories. Your area is in fact haunted AF. Hot single ghost girls in your area. Oopsie. Toilet. Okay. Yeah, the master bedroom is done then. Guess doesn't change till you leave. There's a ladder somewhere, right? Processing your grief, moving past trauma. Lots of dusty self-help stuff here.
Huh. 12:15.
$12.15, baby. The serious thing about CT is you see shit like this on Zillow and it's still like 275K, yeah. That's just how we roll. The real scary bit. That wasn't creepy in the slightest. Maybe that's the lock's name. on me. This looks just like the basement in Fatal Frame 4. A couple's lifetime supply of creamed corn. Gross. Clearly, Sam has never had corn in a cup. An authentic laundry room, yeah. Yeah. They were ready. Whole mini mart down here. Yeah, clearly there's 5 furnaces. Better than probably wherever you grew up. Let's just put that back. Just in case. Where did we see anything that has resembles where this would even fucking go? Well, the attic's way over there. That was the bedroom that had that ladder. Straight, right, left. I forgot this was the attic. If this is real, if this place is what they say it is, I don't even know how I'll feel. Will it answer the question that I and everyone has ever lost someone I've ever spent so long asking? What if it does? Will that change anything? If I don't come back and someone finds this, tried my best. No one tries their best in Connecticut. Ever.
The air feels colder all of a sudden. Something has changed. If I go through this door, I may not come back.
Huh. You know, I'm always an advocate for, like, you inspect the thing and it's like, would you like to use this since you have it? You don't say. Whoa! Yo, it's Shadow Wizard Money Gang! Shadow Wizard Money Gang, Shadow Wizard Money Gang. What's up?